Have you ever been in a situation whereby you don't know what fingers you should use when playing a particular piece? Okay, maybe you don't know what finger works well with each particular note. You don't know what fingers to use when playing scales or whatever. Okay, so worry no more if this is your problem, because from my research and experience, I'll be revealing a principle or rule you can follow to help in finding your fingers at the piano. And most importantly, after revealing this principle, I'm going to demonstrate them. That we're going to do the practical demonstration of this principle, okay, in this video. So make sure you pick your book and pen, because we are starting right away. Now, first and foremost, there's no like a compulsory rule that states that you should use this particular finger for this note at all situations, because there are different situations that count for different finger option you can use at a particular point. However, I have been able to bring up these 3 rules that you can follow to help guide your fingers at the piano. So number 1 rule or word you should note is that you should identify your target notes, or notes as the case may be. Okay, so your target note is the note you want to strike. Okay, so if I want to strike maybe C at this particular point, this C becomes my target note. If I want to strike maybe G sharp and C, these 3 notes becomes my target notes at this point. Okay, so the first rule is identify your target note, and your target note is the note you want to strike. So the second word or phrase that you should note is you should create fingers for your target notes. Okay, so when I mean create fingers, is that you don't want to run out of fingers. Okay, so for instance, if these are my target notes, let me say C, E, okay, let me use this, C, D and E. So I need to create fingers for this. That is, create available fingers that you're going to use to play these notes. So that's the second rule. Create fingers for your target notes. Okay. So the third rule that we're going to consider is you're going to aim for comfortability. So any of the option you are picking, just make sure that you are comfortable with it. Aim for comfortability. A finger position that might be comfortable to someone might not be comfortable for you. So you should aim for comfortability. So to add more detail to our second rule, which states that you should create more fingers for your target notes, there are basically 2 major techniques that are very essential when creating fingers, that allows you to create more fingers for your target note. And these techniques are, number 1 is what I call the thumb tuck. Okay, so this is literally what we mean by thumb tuck. That is when your thumb goes below your 4 fingers. Okay, so when you do something like thumb tuck, it allows you to create more fingers for notes, for higher notes at this part. Okay, so when you run out of fingers, the thumb tuck is a technique that helps you create fingers, more fingers, to strike more notes at this part of the piano. Okay, so the second technique that you should note is what in my own opinion I call the rollover. Okay, and this is what you use mostly when descending, when you want to create notes at the left side. We do something like, when we've run out of fingers, we do something like a rollover. That is, you roll this order of your 4 fingers over your thumb. Remember, the thumb tuck, the thumb is going below, but the rollover, this is going above the thumb. So when this goes above the thumb, it creates more fingers for notes at this part. Okay, so these are just the 2 basic techniques you can use, but there are still more, but this is the 2 most essential ones that you should follow for this start. So now let's go ahead and practicalize this principle so that you understand it better. Okay, so now I'm going to be demonstrating this using our C major scale. For instance, if we want to run our C major scale, the first rule that I stated says you should identify your target notes. And remember, your target note are the notes that you want to strike. Okay, so what are our C major scale notes, since we want to run through the C major scale? So these are your C major scale notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, that's all these notes. Okay, so now the second rule now says create fingers for this note. So for instance, let's try it this way. Let's start out from our first. We start now with our thumb. Know that we want to play all these notes. And remember, we have only 5 fingers, and these notes are 7 notes. So let's see how we're going to play them. So if we start out like this, so can you see where the drama lies? We have 2 more notes remaining. but we have only 5 fingers. So how are we going to do it? Assuming we have 2 more fingers at this end, we are going to use it to play this, but we don't have. So this is where the second rule now comes in, which is create fingers for your target. So remember I said to create fingers you need to use the thumb tuck when ascending and the rollover when descending. So we can just do something like a thumb tuck, that is, we bring our thumb here to create more fingers for these notes that remain. So we're going to strike this and this. Okay, so this is one option we can use. But remember the third rule that say aim for comfortability. So what about if we start something like this with our thumb and just thumb tucking at this nearer parts, so that we are going to create more fingers, about 4 fingers for these 4 remaining notes. So it's going to be like this. So this other pattern is more comfortable than the first, because the first, it was at this point we had to thumb tuck, and the distance of this tucking, like the distance in which we put our thumb here, is more farther than just this. This is more comfortable. Okay, so the same thing applies when going down. For instance, when going down this downward scale, remember there are 7 notes. We identify the target notes, which are these 7 notes. So we want to start out from this. If we start out from here, it's going to be like this. So we have 3 more notes remaining, and we have only 5 fingers. So we need to create more fingers for this remaining notes. So what are we going to do to create more fingers? Remember the rollover help in descending, so we're going to do something like this. So we have many options here. We can use, okay, let's start from this so they understand. If we use our second finger to play this, okay, there's still 1 more finger available for this and this, but it's not very effective, it's not comfortable that way. So what about if we use our third finger to move to these notes? So this and this. So it's much comfortable that way. So you can see we have varying options of what we can use, but what matters is you are creating fingers for the target note. So let's try another example using the song Joy to the World. So for instance, the first in the rule say identify your target note. So the notes of that's the melody of this song are, let's see, okay, so when playing this key of C major, okay, so this is your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So the notes, the melody of the song is do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Okay, so what we're going to do is the second rule say create fingers for this target note. So let's try to play all these notes by creating fingers for them. So let's start out from this. It's going to be like this. So what did I do just now? So remember I started out from joy to the world. Okay. I run out of fingers at this point. So I need to play mi, re, do. So I need to create more fingers for this mi, re, and do. So what did I need to do? Remember the rule that says when going down, descending you roll over. So what I did, I now created finger. I rolled over and okay. So even if you're not going to speak anything from this video, just remember the fact that you should create more fingers. We don't want to run out of fingers, and ways in which you can create finger, you can thumb tuck or you can roll over. Okay, so these are the 2 basics. Other ways you can just adjust your hand, but this is the 2 major parts you should follow. So the next part of the song says, let heads receive our King. Okay, so what we do, so la, ti, ti, do. So this is the next note we want to play. So la, ti, ti, do. So what we're going to do at this point is going to be, so what if I start from, let's say my 4th note, 4th finger. So I still have to play la, ti, ti, do. Okay, so la, ti, ti, do. Okay, so I need to play these 2 notes and I've run out of fingers. So what can I do? So you might say we have to thumb tuck. It might be fine. That's it might be good that way, but it's not comfortable. Remember the third rule that say we should aim for comfortability. So what is best advisable to do is to start out from not your fourth finger, because if you start out from your fourth fingers, you're going to play and you're going to run out of fingers for this remaining note. So you can just start out from maybe your second finger. Okay, this is more comfortable, because starting out from your second finger enables you to create more fingers for the next note. Okay, so I don't want to prolong the video so much, but I just hope you get the point. The point is, we are making sure we don't run out of fingers. Okay, so, and to make sure you don't run out of fingers, you have to do some little techniques like tongue talking, rolling over, to create more fingers for more of the notes. I hope you find value in this video. I just hope this was able to solve the problem. If you still have any other question, you can comment it down in the comment box. I will try to answer them. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to do so, please. Thank you.